Just with the idea of calling up Nikita, I'm guessing part of that's just to see these new guys, but also do you feel a little more comfortable with Vladdy in the middle, coming into these games against Boston and Vegas as well?
Yeah, this is, we talked about coming out of training camp, and although we felt both Chibi and Lambo had good training camps, and that we had an opportunity, there's something happened with our top six that we want to, get a chance to look at them, and, with the Ehlers being out, this is a little bit by design. We really liked what Lambo did for us, but we want to see Chibi too. And you're right though on the Vladdy stuff. That Vladdy's played real well for us in that hole, and he's the one that's sort of recognized that, and we've talked about it. And he moved over to the wing now to get him back in the middle. It's good timing for it, and see what Chibi can do for these next few games.
With Nikolai skating this morning, I don't know if you had a chance to talk to the training staff yet, but are you getting any encouraging reports
That's just
there?
first skate. So,
okay.
Yeah, he just got out and his first time out in the ice, so I won't go into it too much with him.
And one final one for me, and that is, have you ever, you've been in the league for a long time, you ever come across a part of the schedule where out of 5 games, you play 3 teams who've made coaching changes recently?
No, it's not a trend I really like to hear either. But yeah, it's wild. But it seems to be what's been going on in the league here the last 4 or 5 years.
Scott, just further to Lambert, how did you like his play at 5-on-5? Because that's something that he talked about during the summer, about wanting to improve and take steps to try to be better at 5-on-5.
Yeah, I think huge gains even from training camp to this last little stretch. It's the hardest thing to do, especially for a centerman, is you have to play on the right side of people, and especially in your end of the rink, even on track and coming back to the neutral zone. And those are areas that he really, we talked about it before he played his first game and showed him some video about what, some other guys on our team, how they kind of defend, and he was great. He bought into a lot of that stuff, and we had some great stuff. We got some, we had some video from the last 2 games to show him, and I think he's a better player now than he was in September. And the biggest thing is that we don't want this to be a in and out splash player that just struggles, comes up and struggles, and there's a process here. We want him to be a long NHL player, and the process so far is he got a chance to do it in sort of early December to get this look and to play against real good players from other teams, and that's part of his growth.
That 3-on-2 half-ice drill that you did at the end of the morning skate, was part of that designed to, I guess, engender the attack mode that you were describing 100%. Sunday night and get away from making that extra pass?
100%. It really is. It just talked about it, showed some video this morning. We talked about, there's times where we want to make where we want to make one more play, and I just, I thought earlier, our mindset earlier. I hate going back to the beginning of the year, but our mindset out of training camp, it just kind of is attack. It was whether it was attack 5-on-5 or on our power play, and sometimes you just got to get some of those drills that kind of reinforce that, and that's kind of what we wanted to do today, since we don't have a whole lot of practice time.
One last question about your second line with Chiprikov in there. Do you anticipate seeing a different tenor to that line because he and Lambert have such different games?
Yeah, Chibi's he's a little ball there that goes after the puck, and he's got a bite to him, and he goes inside, and I'm sure he's going to disrupt some people tonight. But I love the fact he shoots the puck too. He loves to shoot the puck and gets himself in a position for that. So again, it'll be a little bit of that stuff without the puck that you have to be aware of. And but I think Fetz and Vladdy, they have good chemistry, and they throw him in there, just kind of like Lambo when they went in there. They thought there was good stuff happening, and so hopefully they can show some stuff tonight, and that's a weapon for us, another line for us to create offense.
What stands out about the way the Bruins have played since the coaching change, Scott?
I don't know, I've been asked this now, what'd you say, 3 times, whatever it was? I think guilt is probably now the word I'm going to come with. Just the players are playing a lot harder, it seems, at times, but they're still a structured team. They're still, Joe's been there a long time with that group, so they still are the Bruins. They have a way of playing. They haven't really changed a whole lot. They're, they know that there's a lot of areas that they had to improve, and they've done that.
Whether Whether it's the young guys like Lambert and Chibrikov rotating in and out of this opportunity or on the third pair, is it fair to say that rotation is part of the overall approach? And then in a big picture sort of way, why is that the best way to approach bringing young guys in?
Yeah, I think that, we had talked about, like I just mentioned, about I've seen a lot. I've been in a lot of, whether teams I've been with or other teams where, you decide, okay, this guy has to play and he's not ready. And we just feel that sometimes the young guys that when you can put them in those situations, let them grow from those experiences, teach them from those experiences after they do it, they're just going to be better the next time. And it's like when I talked to Lambo the other day, I told him, I don't know if this is going to be 1st of January I see again, whether it's in March, I don't know when that is going to be. We'll see, but everything is a growing process for him. And like I said, I want him to be an NHL player for a long time. And we're not going to rush things along where these young guys get put into situations where it backfires and now their confidence drops. They don't go out and do what they do best.
And Scott, just one on David Gustafsson and Rasmus Kapari. I imagine in training camp, maybe you would envision those guys sort of cycling in and out a little bit, but safe to say Rasmus has made it very difficult to take him out of the lineup with his play. And why was today maybe a good time to get David in?
Yeah, we had talked about, I thought Coop played well in Chicago, and it wasn't that he played bad the other night. He's a right-handed center that kind of we've needed for those face-offs. But I can't leave Gus. I can't leave him, and I'd love to do it in a scenario where it's, maybe every 3 or 4 games, whatever, but I've liked a lot of what our fourth line has done, but I still want Gus to be a part of the group and want to get him into these games. And, he's, again, another guy who can help us on face-off, help us on the PK.